it's been a very competitive series.
I think the X30 challenge is pretty exhilarating. We hope to see more of these races in Singapore.
Event ini bagus, menarik, dan kita puas.
I'm very impressed with the professionalism of the whole setup.
X30 challenge, I think, just been really fun to watch, entertaining.
There was a part of the race in the final where I made a mistake, and I was really very nervous, and I thought that I was gonna maybe lose to Dylan, but I managed to hold it together and I won, so I was quite happy with it. I was very happy with my performance, and because we were quite slow in Friday practice, and my team did a really good job to set the card up. And I think I did a good job as well.
They're all very close to one another. At this moment, if you make a mistake, that's it. You may lose more than one position on the start of the race. As you can see, the cars are still sliding, very wet out there. And on the straights, they're all full throttle.
I tell you what, Eric, it could be anyone's game.
David Bondi, the race winner and also the championship winner, is heading towards the front straights right now. We have a champion here, David Bondi. Leon Koo and Michael Robson, they're all very close to one another. Just
Wow, Leon Koo, look at that, it's getting closer. It's not gonna be easy,
Michael Robson wins the race.
We'll see
And
what
Lowe
happens.
wins the championship.
Well, I think all the 4 rounds has been a good memory. I think the organizers did very well. A lot of participants. I think round 1 didn't do too well, but round 2 I think I had a good race with Bacardi, Lung, Robson, where I chased Robson and then he decided to go into the wall just before round lap 5 or 6. So it's good. I end P2 on round 2. And then P3 again, before we go out, the rain started to come down and then it stopped. So, we have to change the tire, decide whether to change tire or not. And, it was full wet race on round 3. I did fairly well. I didn't spin out, so, we had a good fun.
Okay, for me, round 2, I made a big mistake. I was coming second in the pre-final, made a mistake and I hit the barrier and really smashed my car up, bent the axle, bent the frame, The mechanics managed to straighten it up as best they could, but then I went out in the final, and I think for round 2, I was only able to manage 5 points, so that really knocked me back a little bit, and then you guys kind of caught up a little bit, and it's made it more exciting towards the end, right?
Yes. Yeah, I think we've had great racing this whole season, don't you think?
Yeah, and you've been so consistent, you know, that's really what's given you the championship, I think, you know, consistency throughout.
No, but Michael, you were there all the time, the two of us, and with the field, right, in the rain. I think it was great.
But it's so competitive. I mean, people have improved so much over the series, right?
I
think
think
so much faster.
You are absolutely right. I think everybody on the grid did well this year, especially the veterans category.
Yeah.
We were very close.
Yeah.
You know, it could have gone anyway.
Yeah,
I think at the end of the day, it was only 1.5 points. I started the series, you know, just supporting autoing in the series. Didn't know I'd do that well. First round did all right. Second round, when the unfortunate incident with Michael allowed me to catch up. And, you know, but for me, the most memorable part in the whole season was probably round 3 and today, you know, in the wet, coming down, and then remember it was dry, and then the last few laps of the race, it was all wet.
Yeah.
So I think that made it very interesting, and the racing was very, very close.
You know, the setup and the work that people have put into this is like second to none. It really is. It's amazing the amount of effort and the attention to detail, really, you know, to make this event. That it is what it is.
No, spot on, Michael.
The best race I had was probably in round 2, where it was David Bondi, myself, and Ang Kok Wee competing for first place, you know, all the way till the last lap. I remembered that Bondi was leading and he was driving defensive lines. I was in second. Last lap of the race, I tried to make a move on him and failed, and Ang Kok Wee took the position from third he took my second position. And I had like basically 3/4 of a lap to, you know, gain back my position, and I managed to do it in the last corner. So I think that race was pretty phenomenal for us racing and for spectators. In the end, I think we all separated in a 0.2 second gap, so that was memorable for me.
In qualifying, finished second to Kalen Chin. A pretty good driver, but less experience. So in pre-final, a pretty good start, where I just managed to slip in the gap behind Kalen to get a slipstream. And in the final, I started 4th and managed to get up to 2nd. But add up in the points, I finished 3rd on the podium. So I think round 3 was an average round.
Basically, I think that race was really close for us because we had many top competitors. Carl, me, Pras, and Presley were all close together. Basically, almost every lap time was about the same. So we had many interesting battles, and I actually overshot a few times, especially under braking, and that gave Pras and Presley the upper hand. But in race 2, my chain actually fell off, so that was a bit of an unlucky moment for me. But at the end of the day, I still managed to come in 5th, so I was quite happy.
In race 1, I go like quite fast and like good. And race 2, a bit sad for me because I always overshoot. When I overtake Presley, I was overshoot. And then John chain fell off. Kyle engine is 6th, and I lucky to get 2nd position.
Well, for me, I think it was quite a stable, other than the chain falling off, it's quite a stable journey for me. Basically, my first round, I came in 1st for both races. And after that, it was just maintaining the championship lead. So I'm happy that I'm able to have a clean journey and actually take the overall title.
I'm happy to be first in here in rain. The Geza is quite fast. It's hard to overtake him, but I try to push at last lap to overtake him, and then I overtake him, and then Geza tried to bump me. When he bumped, he spun, so it gave me an advantage.
father-son, last round of the championship, last race of the championship, trying to decide it. Hey, Dill? Yeah?
Watch and PS4.
Yeah, it's amazing. We are so happy, so privileged and over the moon. Always practice together, always drive together, always support each other. He motivates me, I motivate him, and together, that's why we stood here, right?
I think it's a very good step towards your next dream, be it F3, F4, or even F1. Karting is the starting platform for all motorsports, and X30 is a very good platform to start because it's well publicized and there's a huge number of entries even from international countries, so definitely X30 is one of the places to start.
X30 Challenge Singapore is a really good event. It's really well organized. Competition level is really high. I really strongly advise for more drivers to come over to Singapore and race here, so that the level of competition will be higher and it will be more challenging for all of us.
Yes, I think that this is a great series. I think both Autoing and Optimal Works and all the sponsors did a great job. I encourage all drivers this year and maybe bring some more drivers in and have a great season again next year.
Thank you. Once again, I'd like to thank the race sponsors of this event for making it as well.
I hope we can come here again every year. And I wish that, in Singapore, motorsports would be even better promoted. Because I think this is what all these drivers need, a bit of exposure, and the sport needs a lot of support. So I think that will be the challenge for next year.